Good evening. This is David Lynn, also known as the Prepper Principal. And it is just about 7 o'clock Friday evening, February the 23rd, 2024. And welcome. Hmm. Joshua Moore, welcome. Hello. I'm drinking a Diet Coke. How are you doing today? I'm so glad it's Friday. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Weekend's my time to rest. I'm out, the wife shopping. You're out with the wife shopping. Well, don't let her abuse your plastic too much. If the car starts overheating as it's going through the machines, slow her down. Too late. Yeah, I bet you it's too late. Oh God. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, the wife is. You're being abused by the wife. Yeah, credit card abuse. Yes, that's a good one. Verda's place. Hello, Verda. I'm having a good laugh with Joseph. His wife is overheating his card, and I'm sure he's going to suffer from a hangover after he sees the bill. Oh Lord. But it is what it is. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm having a good one. Oh, that's a good one. The card is made out of metal. Well, it can still heat up. Friction can still heat it up if you use it too much. Oh, Lord. Oh, I'm sorry. Little Low Prepper and Melinda Elliott. Uh, we're having a little fun at wife's expense. Welcome, Little Lone Prepper. Welcome, Melinda. Mm. Yes. Uh, Credit card or debit card abuse. Card abuse. Yes, a good one. Uh, so I watched a about a 10-minute video today. Wayne, the ungrateful peasant, who hasn't come in yet. He'll probably be in a little while. I'll ask him about it. But I was not aware of the so-called reason for the phone outage yesterday. The cell phone, several of the big cell phone services were not working yesterday for a period of about 6 or 7 hours. And I did not know why that happened. According to Wayne, an announcement was put out that it was basically due to a solar flare. The solar flare had temporarily knocked out across the nation cell phone usage. Well, The thing is that it's selectively knocked out. So I don't think that one's going to wash, but that's the way they're trying to sell it. My personal belief and my personal belief yesterday when it happened, and my thoughts were, somebody performed a cyber attack. Some national interest, with quite a bit of technology behind them, basically did a cyber attack. It's happened before, smaller scales, localized, very specific targeting. This one's a lot more wide scale. And everybody lost cell phone use. Well, not everybody, but several of the major companies lost cell phone usage for a period of time. I didn't. You know, I have Optimum, and my stuff was still working. I was told that they were hacked. If it was a solar flare, it would have hit all of them. That's right. That's my thought. That's my thought. Something like a solar flare or an EMP would not be discriminate. It basically hit whatever it hit. So that was a lie that they basically put out to try to limit panic and make people not complain about security and such. Seven in the house, 5 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel if you have not done so. I'd like to welcome those of you who are here. 8 in the house and 6 likes. I've seen 4 channels that have identified themselves, and again, hello Joseph Moore, Verna at Vay's Place, Little Lone Prepper, and my Linda Elliott. Welcome to all 4 of you. So, Uncle Al is always on me to stick to topic. Don't drift. Stick to preparedness. All right, sticking to preparedness. Were you prepared for that? Are you prepared for it happening again? What if it happens again and the service doesn't go back on? Are you prepared for that? Kelly Singh, thank you for coming in, Kelly Singh. Yeah, put a blindfold on your wife. I hear you. You need to pry that burning card out of her hand. Make sure you wear some sort of glove or something other, or have a mitt so it doesn't burn you. Iris, rainbow things. I just popped in. Hello, but this stream came up in my shorts feed. I don't see where to hit the like. Hello, Iris. Thank you for coming in. My channel is about preparedness, Iris. I do prepping. And I am subscribed to your channel. You have 1.35 subscribers, 347 videos. Let me share you out. This is Iris's channel, and you do have a standard moderator, so you are able to connect with other channels on this live stream. Welcome. Yeah, I bet you would. Bet you would. The internet, I understand, is on a different carrier wave, or it's on a different frequency than cell phones. So I don't, from what I understand, internet was not attacked, cell phones were attacked. Or cell phones were affected, internet was not. They continued to have working internet. So being prepared, what could you do? Well, if the phones go out, how are you going to communicate? Back in the day, people would write letters. You'd go to the post office, you'd mail it, the Pony Express or whoever. It'd get there eventually, within 2-3 weeks probably, or a month, depending on where you were at and where you were writing to. So you can communicate that way. Yeah, and I was thinking about the Indians and the smoke signals. You know, you might revert to doing smoke signals. I'll tell you what, if we weren't on the internet right now, I could tell you some funny stuff that happened to me today, but I don't want to talk about it, um, revealing the circumstances or what happened, but it was school related. Yesterday, there were a lot of unhappy campers at my school. Our internet was working. You could send emails, but cell phones weren't working. So all the people who use cell phones, they're crying, you know, and broke my heart. I think it was AT&T, Verizon, and I think there was a third one. Might have been T-Mobile, but it was three of the big services. And then I understand that some of the small independents use the same towers and such. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Cricket was down, and there was one other that they mentioned, and I can't remember the name of it. But that was not good. Not good at all. 9 in the house, 8 likes. The Black Widow, thank you for coming in. The Black Widow channel. And my friend KP Heathen. Greetings, Heathen. I don't think T-Mobile, they're on Starlink too. Bus stop. I really do not know. I don't know. But 10 in the house, 9 likes. Um, I went today to Walmart to get a couple of boxes for my giveaways, and they were out of the size that I used at the Walmart near me. So I'm gonna have to go over on the other side of town this weekend probably to try to get some boxes, and I'll buy several. The size I like to use for my giveaways, they didn't have it. So, a delay. Next up in the batter's box is KP Heathen. And I will get to yours when I can acquire what I need to box stuff up. I also need to do some segments. I have to torture you with my tacos and possibly what I have for lunch, you know. And then I'm planning on doing a new shorter video, not a short, but a shorter video. And I'm basically going to shout out the channels that I have given, not my subscriber winners, the 100 subscriber winners, those channels, but the extra people that I have gifted boxes to. I'm going to do a little segment shouting them out. I've also got one that I'm planning on doing for Uncle Al, where it's going to be screenshots of him holding up the card, wearing different clothes and hats and all. It changes out constantly, showing he's basically giving me free shout out advertising. And I'm going to do a little shorter video that I'll stick into it. It won't be a short, but it'll be a shorter length video that I will stick into it, and I may release it as an independent video, you know. And when I get the goodie box done, it'll probably be another premiere. I know how everybody likes my premieres. Walter Davis, thank you for coming in, Walter Davis. It is what it is. And what the heck, damn it. All right. At a charity dinner trying to find myself a wife. Good luck. So, I am interested in hearing from people what they think happened yesterday. Was it a solar occurrence or was it a hacking occurrence? I personally believe it was a hacking occurrence and they're just trying to cover it up. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. There's a lot of people coming across the border, millions of people coming across the border. If only a fraction of them are up to no good, we're in really big trouble. And I was listening to a video where the individual is talking about our military bases and how little security they have. They've got a chain link fence around them. They got a main entrance that they guard. They may have a roving patrol, but if a good number of people decide they wanted to storm a base, I don't know that they could defend it. Plus, the people on base aren't carrying, unless you're security, you're not carrying weapons. You're not allowed to. You're not carrying private weapons or anything. And I really think we'd pretty much be screwed. Now, if you're in a combat zone, everybody's carrying a weapon. If you're overseas, you're in an area where there's a combat zone, but on our home soil, no, they're not. And I'm concerned about what people up to no good could do. A friend that was affected was told by their carrier that it was hacked. Personally, I don't. think my phone was affected. I have Sudden Link, or what you call Optimum now, and my service was not affected at my school. I was still sending text and such, and I don't think it was affected. Yeah, you might want to soak that card in some, cool it off, put some water on it or whatever, or, towel it off. Get it down. You don't want it melting on you. That's a good idea. I used to carry a little book that had phone numbers and various things in it. Idaho Garden Girl, thank you for coming in. Another balloon, of course, another balloon. God darn. You know, the National Guard, under the direction of the governor, they're building a base, small base, something like 80 acres, small base that'll house several hundred troops and such. I would be putting bases ever so along the border. It's over 1,000 miles. The Texas border with Mexico, Texas alone, is over 1,000 miles. I think something like 1,200 miles or so. I would be putting bases all along. I would be fortifying those bases for the purposes of defending themselves. They're putting something on the ballot when they have the primaries. They're putting something on the ballot to the tune of should the government be using force to defend the border? Should they be using force? The National Guard, Department of Public Safety, should they be using force? I damn sure believe they should be using force. They should be deterring people coming across the border. If that means using force, you better believe use force. What are your thoughts, Walter? Another thing I've been following, and I've been enjoying it, you know, chickens coming home to roost. Uh, there are a number of truckers that are saying they will not carry loads into New York. And that's already starting to cost the deliveries more. It's costing more to get a load into New York now. And that will be passed along to the consumers. Box stores, grocery stores, um, restaurants, ordering stuff. It's all going to be affected. And the more people that are involved with the boycott, the higher the prices will go. And there are also investors who are saying they're not going to do business in New York. There's some big money investors who are saying, I'm not going to do business. I'm going to stop doing business in New York if they're going to be this way. And then the governor was in a panic and said, well, this is just a one-off. This is only that horrible orange man. You know, this is only the horrible orange man. And that's not going over. That's not going to go over. So we will see. What we will see will see what we will see. Funny. Funny. Lord, Lord God Almighty. Diet Coke. Diet Coke. I'm old school. Diet Coke was around before Coke Zero. Diet Coke. I suggested to a bunch of congressmen that the servicemen coming back from the Middle East and the guys heading over should form mixed platoons and walk the southern border. Yeah, but walking the border doesn't do any good if you're not willing to shoot. It's now a felony to be illegal. It's a jailable felony. And it is a felony to assist an illegal, to harbor an illegal, to transport an illegal, to hire an illegal. That's in state law now. It's a felony, state felony. And they need to get to it. They're joking about sending Chuck Norris to the border. we need Chuck Norris down there. Deploy Chuck Norris to the border. Oh Lord. It would be a great way for returns to decompress and a great final training for the guys about to go and close the border for free. That's a good thing. That's a good idea. That'd be a good idea. Great idea, Walter. I like that. Just released alligators in the Rio Grande. Just released alligators in the Rio Grande. Hey, that's a good one. Put alligators along there. That'd be a good one. Evelyn Official, thank you for coming in, Evelyn. 9 in the house. I like those ideas. I had been saying, in addition to the Constantina wire, they need to basically have a kill zone, and they need to have it mined. They need some landmines in there, and they need like double wire. They need wire. They need it like wired along, and then maybe 100 yard back wired along, and you need a clean killing zone. You know, and you say, "Oh, that's horrible." Well, it'll stop in a hurry. Illegal immigration in those areas will stop in a hurry. How many illegal immigrants do you think come into Israel? They've got a wall around the entire country. Now, the country's not that big. It's not that big. I think the population's like 10 or 12 million. And the country might be 25 or 30 miles wide and maybe 100 miles long or something. Now, there's not that big a place. But they've got a wall around the entire place. Now, that situation where they came across, and they breached and they came across, that was a major attack. It was a major attack. And they got caught with their pants down. And they went into some kibbutzes and some various, they went into some areas that weren't really heavily defended. The military was not there defending it. And I'm sure they learned a lesson on that one, But things like that happen. Steel plate on the ground and an electrified fence. Don't remove the dead bodies, and people will get the idea. Yeah, come a couple of days, 2, 3 days, those bodies will start smelling like death warmed over. And yeah, people will get the hint. People will get the hint. You know, just spreading propaganda on the other side of the border that they're shooting border crossers. That'll make them think. A lot of them think twice. They need to declare the cartels terrorist organizations, and they need to start going after them. If they would declare them terrorist organizations, then our special operators can go in there and start taking them out. You know, in my personal opinion, I would rather have our people over here than over there. And traditionally, we defended our borders, and we basically practiced the idea of manifest destiny, and the idea that we were sovereign in our hemisphere. So, allowing, people to come in, and allowing a communist Cuba 90 miles off our coast, I put a stop to that in a hurry too. I mean, it's not like, you know, we're fighting major wars. When we took Cuba, we didn't suffer very many casualties taking it. The Spaniards suffered a lot more casualties than we did, and a lot of them surrendered. And then what they would basically do is they'd clear out an area and say, you're found in that, if we find anybody in that area, they're automatically a terrorist or or insurrectionist, and we shoot them. You know. Take care, Joseph. Keep that card going. Keep it cool. Try to spray it down with water or something other so the wife doesn't abuse it too much. You don't want to melt it. Yeah. They're having a lot of people come across the northern border. A lot of people from socialist Canada come across the northern border. You got a lot of Asian types landing in Canada and coming across the border. Young men, military looking, military haircuts, standing at attention and parade rest and various, you know. They seem to be under some sort of organization. Think about that. Wayne, the ungrateful peasant, did a video today about Red Dawn. Invasion USA, I think it was. Interesting, very interesting. So are you prepared? What are you prepared for? How are you prepared? 13 likes. How are we prepared? If you can't use your phone, how are you going to communicate? Carrier pigeon? Going to send quail? I think that'd be Verna's option, and send quail. And tie a little note to a quail's leg, let it free, fly. SD Mountain Man in the house. SD, I think your phone was hacked yesterday. Your phone service. They're trying to say it was a solar event. But I don't think a solar event would have been that specific. I think it would have been more generalized. So now is the time, and I will be putting up pricing on my staples, white rice and pinto beans. Do you have rice and beans and rice? That's what Dave Ramsey always talks about. Dave Ramsey always talks about eating beans and rice. Eating beans and rice. Remember when that Cuban boy was rescued from an inner tube after the other people drowned? People were wanting him to stay here with relatives, but they sent him right back. as they should have. I can remember quite a few things. Might have been aliens, E.T. Elliot. Remember that one? Elliot with the finger. Elliot. E.T. Phone home. Phone home. Remember that one? E.T. It was a wonderful movie. I really enjoyed it. I heard it must up. Howdy. How's it going? Elian Gonzalez. Yes. Yes, I remember that. Yep. And it would have been a tough call. Would have been a tough call. Oftentimes things were tough. You know. When the Lord decided to take the kingship away from Saul, who was the first king, and he was going to take it from his house, Saul lost his sons. His sons died. I mean, he would have had nobody, no heir to give the crown to. And he lost the Lord's blessing. He went crazy. He went crazy. And subsequently, lost in battle, and he wound up dying. Um, and he tried to persecute and go after David, who was anointed to replace him. Bad things happen. Sad things happen. Sad things happen. And we have to live with them. Look at all the incidents that are happening with people going crazy and starting to shoot, and they can't hit their target. They hit all the bystanders. That parade that they had for the Super Bowl, right towards the end of the parade, 20 some odd people got shot. One died so far. It was a dispute. Somebody was looking at somebody the wrong way, and they were confronted for looking at somebody. They started pulling out guns and started firing, and they shot each other, but a lot of other people got shot. Yeah. Well, people have a right to be pissed off. People have a right to be pissed off. I get pissed off that I can't watch any of the news programs that I used to watch. I grew up on 3, 6, and 10. ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, CNN. I was older when CNN came out, when cable news came out. It was a lot more reasonable. It was a lot more centered. You just didn't get all the left wing woke liberal spout. You got both sides, and it was a lot fairer. You know, Everything wasn't Orange Man bad. Destroy the world if Orange Man get reelected. Orange Man bad. You know, and mind you, they don't think of, well, what all did he do? What did he accomplish? You know, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or whatever, you know, Clinton was a decent president. He was a Democrat. Can't stand his wife. Glad she didn't get elected. Clinton was a nice guy. His big issue was, ladies, man. He loved ladies, and he loved interns, and he got caught, and then he lied about it. That was his big thing. It didn't cost him his popularity. He was still popular, you know. But I think everything started going to SHIT when Obama got elected, because he was a train wreck, you know. You like your insurance? You get to keep your doctor. You get to keep your coverage. It's a lot less expensive. Did any of that come true? No. And then they wanted to tax you if you didn't have insurance. They wanted to penalize you if you didn't have insurance because they wanted that money. You know. I mean, think about those things. And that's part of preparedness. Uh, are you setting back some money? Are you saving some money? Or are you living from paycheck to paycheck? And what are you spending with your money? Are you buying stuff that's good for the future? Do you have a couple of good manual can openers, bottle openers? You're talking $5 or $6 a piece. You can get a can opener that also opens bottles. You have a couple of them. What if one breaks? You have a couple of those. That's a prep you need to have. Do you have bottled water? How much bottled water? You get gallon jugs and refill them while you can get clean water. Do you have 100 gallons worth or so? That would mean an investment of about $100 because it's about $1 a gallon. And then you can reload them. And you don't have to buy them all at once. Buy 10. Say buy 10 a week. You know. You need to have whatever you need to have for each person who's with you. I mean, if you say, well, I got a week's worth of food and water, but then somebody else shows up that you got to take care of, well, I got 3.5 days worth of food and water. You know. If things get bad, you can't hold your hand out. Show up at the hospital and say, I'm hungry. And I know I'm not talking to the people who are listening to me right now. There's 7 in the house right now. I know I'm not talking to you guys. You know. I'm talking to the people who don't have a clue. The Bud Files. Welcome. I've had 14 come in, and I have 16 likes, 8 in the house. I'm not paying attention to who's coming in. I think I need to post some stuff on. I need to basically give y'all a list. Maybe there'll be something on that list that you don't think you haven't thought about or you don't have. A list of items, things that you need. Not just the food and not just the water, but other things that you need. Things that you need. Uncle Al would say, do you have a gun to protect yourself? I'm real big on pump shotguns for home defense. You get something that'll hold like 5 rounds, have buckshot. You got to go practice with it. Learn how to use, how to load it, how to unload it, how to clean it, shooting it. You got to practice with it a little bit. And it's going to sound like a cannon going off right next to your ear. especially if you're if you are in an enclosed space. Be the same thing with the pistol. And I encourage everybody to have a good revolver. I like 38 special or 357. I have my personal carry is a 357 Lady Smith 3-inch satin stainless steel with cherrywood grips. My mother's gun. I have a couple of speed loaders to go with it, and I choose to use plus P ammunition. It's hotter than 38 special. It's not as hot as 357 Magnum. It's a sweet spot. I like plus P. Have a good revolver. Know how to use it. They're not hard to clean. Know how to reload it. Practice doing it. Go to the range a couple of times a month. Shoot a few rounds. Stay in practice. Take the shotgun out and shoot a few rounds with the shotgun. And be prepared. The Scout motto, be prepared. A small, non-threatening balloon intercepted over Utah. Mr. Whistle, thanks for coming in, Mr. Whistle. Welcome. Sad for you, bus stop. I don't know. I just, with everything going on and everything in the news, I just want to laugh. I just want to laugh. Um, Yesterday morning, quite early, I went in early to school. It was about 7 in the morning. I was wanting to make some copies. I was downstairs. I didn't want to use my printer to make all those copies, so I was trying to save my cartridge. So I went downstairs and there was a lady ahead of me, and I recognized her, and I don't know her name. I'm new, and I said, um, "Aren't you like doing or sponsoring the yearbook?" "Yeah, I'm doing the yearbook." "How's it going?" "Oh, I'm getting it done. We're getting it done." You know. And said, "Yeah, when I used to teach, I taught journalism. Yes, one of my certifications, my license to teach it." And I said, "Yeah, I used to do the school newspaper, used to do the yearbook, and I taught journalism." And she doesn't teach it. It's not a class, and she's not a journalist. She's not certified in journalism, or she's not qualified to do that. She's just doing the yearbook, which more power to her. God bless her. When I used to do back in the days, everything was manual. We would develop, most of the yearbook would be black and white. So we would basically go into the dark room and we'd develop film, black and white film, and make black and white prints. And when you get them, you'd crop the pictures, and you had to crop them manually, and you'd lay out the page, and you were using like 3-copy paper. You draw on it with ink, pen or whatever, and you'd keep a copy, and you'd send 2 copies and they would send you proofs, and the proofs were, they weren't electronic. They were the same thing, that for you to approve, or to make changes to. back in the days, we're talking 30, oh God, Lord, 30 plus years ago, before I retired, and this would have been maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I was a principal at a smaller school in neighboring school district, a smaller school in a little town outside of Victoria. High school principal, and I had a teacher who was not a journalism, was not a journalist or not certified journalism. It was an English teacher who did the yearbook, sponsored the yearbook, did the yearbook. And she decided she was going to leave and she wasn't going to come back. And the yearbook wasn't done. And she wasn't going to finish it. So I had to finish that book. And by that time, everything's electronic. I met with the sponsor, or I met with the company, and company rep and everything, and I worked on it. And it was like learning new stuff. I hadn't done yearbook in close to 20 years. And things had changed. Now everything is like on the computer. Everything's color. Lot different. And luckily my daughter, I was my daughter's principal. I took her with me, and she finished up and she graduated from the high school I was principal at. And she helped me. And she helped me edit it, and she changed some stuff. We changed some stuff. We got rid of some stuff. We added some stuff. And would I want to do it again? No. I was just making conversation. Would not want to do that again. It might be fun, but I don't have the energy. I don't have the time. Not with what I do. And not with my YouTube. I wouldn't be able to do that. Joshua Humphrey. Good evening. About it all and the rest, huh? Are it all you? I think he's related to Biden. Hello, Joshua. Do you remember the Joshua is the best friend? Okay, Joshua. I like that line in Star Wars where it's Yoda, and Yoda is talking to Luke on that Dagobah planet, and he says, "I am wondering, why are you here?" It's like, what's going on? Why are you here? Why are you here, man? What's going on? I am wondering, why are you here? It's like that guy, when he comes in, he's always disjointed what he says. I don't know if he's just messing around, but makes me want to laugh. Devil Dog Prepper. Good to see you in the house, Devil Dog. Like number 16. 17 likes up there. Thank you. So I will be doing community wall posts. Tomorrow I'll be posting on my community wall, and I'll be shouting out these channels that are here tonight and last night. And I'll do several community wall posts. And I'm going to be posting images of pinto beans and white rice and things like that. And prices are doubled or more. They're going up. And they're going to continue to go up. Money is not worth what it was. And they keep printing it. And they keep giving it out. When Trump was in office, they said it cost $15 billion to build the wall along the border. and they've given something like $90 billion to Ukraine. And they were BITCHING about 15 billion to build the wall. And they had some of it already paid for. They had like several hundred miles of wall that they had not put up. Components, the whole 9 yards, paid for, was in the process of putting it up, and then the new administration put a freeze on it, stopped wall construction, and then wanted to sell and get rid of the components. We don't need no wall. We are the world. We want the world in here. You know? And make sure they all vote left wing. Prepper Book Club. Thank you for coming in, Prepper Book Club. Thanks for coming in. So I am encouraging those of you who are here, unfortunately. A lot of young people smell bad too, bus stop. Hygiene's not what it used to be. If things revert to the way things used to be, you'd be lucky if you do the Saturday night bath. And imagine how you'd smell after a couple of days, not bathing and sweating and working. Would not be a pleasant smell. You know, people get a certain age and they don't like to walk, they don't like to bathe. My mother was very hygienic. She was always very clean. She was a beautiful woman when she was young. Beautiful woman. Gorgeous woman. She got old. She got tired. Her mind wasn't what it used to be. She didn't want to do anything. Got to the point where she didn't want to eat. You know, dementia, old timers. I mean, why do you think your president is walking around bumping into things and having conversations with people who aren't there? He's living in the past. He gets mad real easily. They say he's throwing fits with the staff behind doors. And this is the guy that has the nuclear football, the code books to launch weapons. And he's talking about World War III. You know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard Condoleezza Rice maybe running things. I've heard Obama's in the mix. You know, Obama's team. This is like Obama 2.0. You know, third term of Obama. Except Trump was there for 4 years. Now it's back to Obama. And all those comments about others stinking coming from someone who is always bragging about not using. Yeah, that's not cool. Let's just drop all the comments about the smell and everything. Yeah, it could be Valerie. You know, it shit. You can name a bunch of people, and I'm sure there's a whole group of them. Yeah, they make sure he gets his bowl of cream of wheat, gets his ice creams, They walk him out and tell him to read the teleprompter and don't say anything afterwards. They're getting to the point where somebody's there to lead him around, to redirect him if he walks the wrong direction. You know, try to limit him sticking his foot in his mouth. That is happening. That is happening. 11 in the house, 18 likes. If I can get a couple of more, it'll make me happy. So, it's the weekend, thank God. I don't work on weekends. I'll try to get more of my rest in. I don't get that much rest these days. I'll try to get rest in this weekend. And I want to try to get out a video. It'll be a shorter video, but it won't be a short. I'll try to put out a short too. And I'll do some community wall posts. I need to go find some boxes for my giveaways. Justin Green should get his Monday. I sent him the tracking numbers. And next up is KP Heathen. So I'll start working on that one. After that, it'll be Scott, the SD Mountain Man. And if what I send you helps you down the road, praise the Lord. You know, it certainly gives you ideas and things that you need to do so that you can heat water, boiled water. You need that. You need purification tablets. You need purification aqua pura. You need to be able to purify water. I'm drinking old school Diet Coke, not Coke Zero, Diet Coke. Mike Crusher Reviews in the house. Thank you for coming in, Mike. I have been running live streams. I've been running a playlist and I've been putting live streams and stuff on it. I'm seeing that people get their watch time. That's what I need is I need watch time. I actually made my 4,000 this weekend. One of the things I need to do is I need to do my two-step verification and get my paperwork, whatever I need to do to get monetized. I need to get that out of the way. They keep sending me notifications about do it. Just do it. And I'm going to try to just do it this weekend. I got my schoolwork done so I can basically not worry about school until I go back Monday. It's never too late. I understand. I've got probably 150 or 200. I need to do a count. I got a ton of rations. A lot of them. And I keep ordering more and then I give them away. I give them away, you know, a few here, a few there. I'm buying a lot of freeze-dried food. I'm buying a lot of number 10 cans of freeze-dried food. I'm trying to get my act together. Haven't seen Uncle Al this evening. I know he's trying to recover. He's had some stuff going on. And I don't know, Joshua. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. To me, it's a little disjointed. 19 likes. 10 in the house. That's great. That would be nice. Freeze dryer is not inexpensive. And if anybody's worried about I scratched a hole nails, nervous habit, it's scabbed over and it'll heal up and drop off in a couple more days. Um, got a bad habit of scratching. So I always practice the scout motto of preparedness, being prepared. I was taught respect my elders. Now I'm an elder and I should get the respect that I gave. I treat people the way I want to be treated. I do say sir and ma'am. I do say please and thank you, and I say excuse me. I apologize. Doesn't cost me anything. I tell those I love them. My upbringing. I honor my parents by demonstrating my upbringing on a daily basis. Life is good, but it is what it is. You got to be prepared because things happen. Truly. And they're expensive. I bought another power station. I bought a Pecron. I'm going to be doing an unboxing of it, and that'll be a video. I think you'll enjoy it. I got a real good deal on it, about $275. And I'll run it through its paces and show everybody what it can do. So I will try to put out some more content this weekend when time allows, when rest allows. And $3,000, that's a lot of money. So everybody, Food Forest Permaculture, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. That'd be nice. Banana chips. I like making banana chips. You know, and basically you can dry out banana chips. You know, make nice banana chips or strawberry if you want to do strawberries. So start buying water, bottled water. Buy gallons. Save the plastic jugs. Refill them. Buy food. Stockpile food. Prep food. Put it on a rotation. Make sure you date the stuff. And buy stuff that you will eat. That's preparedness, being prepared. Treat people the way you want to be treated. A good leader needs to be a good follower. Lead by example. Show that you have good training and upbringing. Be cognizant of those around you, what's going on. Keep your eyes and ears open. I tell that to kids all the time. Learn from what happens to other people. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes. And everybody, please have a blessed day. I will plan on being back tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Thank you, and the Lord bless you all. Good night.